When we talk about the housing market, what would you say are some of the places that people are just getting locked out?
Some parts of the country are appreciating at incredibly high rates. So Las Vegas is up 33% over the last 12 months. San Francisco is growing. Home values are increasing over 20% year over year. Phoenix over 20% year over year. So incredibly high rates of appreciation in certain parts of the country that were very hard hit during the downturn. But nationwide, the housing market overall is starting to cool. So home values are up around 5% year over year nationwide, and Zillow is forecasting about 3% appreciation over the next 12 months. And that's actually good, because for a while there, when we bounced off the bottom, home values were appreciating at unsustainably high rates.
You guys know quite a bit about housing trends and whatnot because of the data you guys collect. What would be a trend that would surprise me?
A trend that would surprise you would be how many homeowners are still upside down on their loan. So around a quarter of all Americans have negative equity in their home, which means that they owe more than their house is worth. And another 5 to 10% of all homeowners are nearly underwater. And that's why you have these situations where some parts of the country are appreciating very rapidly, because there's not that much supply. Even though there are a lot of people that would like to sell their home, they can't.
The hottest home markets right now.
The hottest home markets are the ones that were hit hardest during the downturn. So the sand states, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and parts of the Central Valley of California, those were places that home values declined about 50% from the peak to trough, and they're now rebounding very, very rapidly because inventory is very constrained because there's so much negative equity. So many homeowners are underwater on their loan, and so home values are appreciating very rapidly, 20+% year over year. You
guys kind of led the pack and kind of this new IPO rate for tech companies.
Looking at the stock price is a big mistake as a public company CEO or an employee at a public company, because it can lead you down the wrong path. I don't care about what the stock is at today. I don't care about what it's at next month or next quarter. I care deeply about where the stock is at 5 or 10 years from now. And I've tried to ingrain our company with that culture. In fact, we basically we have a prohibition on checking the stock price.
We spoke before, you come from a family of entrepreneurs. So your uncle was a New York City cab driver and became a very successful entrepreneur. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
My uncle, my father, my grandfather were all entrepreneurs, and what they have in common is they were willing to take risks. So they were willing to leave a cushy career path in order to take risks and start new things. And I've followed that path as well. I worked at Goldman Sachs, the kind of most establishment type investment bank out there, and the type of place that most people never leave. And I decided to go and start one company and start another.
Take me to when you actually decided to leave.
Well, every time I've made a career change, it's been because my wife, who I've been with since freshman year of college, so dating back 20 years now, has said, "You're unhappy." So I've always described it as this career mirror. I think everybody needs a career mirror in their life, whether it's a friend, a spouse, a parent, a priest, whoever, who is close enough to you to see you on a nearly daily or weekly basis, but far enough away that they can see some perspective. And she said to me, "You're unhappy. You don't love your job. Why don't you do something that you like?" And that first conversation is what caused me to start Hotwire, and the second conversation is what caused me to go and start Zillow.